Hello, you Freddy Krueger freaks out there. It's your host, the most Binge with Till, coming back to another exciting episode of the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. Today, I am joined by two talented and beautiful ladies who you should recognize from anywhere, actually. So I am joined with Adri-Anne and Coye. Is that how you pronounce your name? Cecere. Okay. Also known as the Elm Street Jump Rope Girls, right? Pretty good, huh? So amazing. So before we get started, quick little tidbit. Um, if our dreams are scary enough, right? Wes Craven has decided to add the creepy Freddy Krueger Nursery Rhyme to the movies. And anyone who is familiar with this movie, especially with the franchise, knows the infamous jump rope song sung by the children. So 41 years later, the song still gives me goosebumps. So screw the song. I hate the song, but then again, I like it at the same time because I know it's coming. So, which begs the question: who are they? What are the children? What is this scene supposed to mean? On the next episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Just kidding. So let's find out by asking the Jump Rope Girls themselves. So please welcome Adri-Anne and Coye Cecere. Thank you so much for joining me today. How the hell are you doing?
We're doing
Great,
good.
thank you.
Thanks for inviting us here.
Absolutely, my pleasure and honor. I've been dying to meet you girls because you've been a part of a wonderful franchise, and I have tons of questions and tons of fan theories about the whole nursery rhyme BS. It's still creepy as hell to even tell the truth. So thank you and welcome to the shows. I really do appreciate taking the time out of. I'm sure you guys are very busy with conventions and stuff like that going on. I see you a lot in the convention circuit, which is great. I'm very happy for you two to see that happening with you guys. So if you want, you can play rock, paper, scissors, whatever. Who wants to answer first? Um, please tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you two got involved with the franchise in this creepy effing song.
Right.
You want to go first?
You can.
Okay. I am Adrienne, and let's see, what can I say about me? We're from Los Angeles originally. We are now Midwest based, all of us. And after Elm Street, I went on to work for Disney for 15 years in entertainment. And now we basically help our dad kind of orchestrate all of his convention stuff and our convention stuff. And he's got an illustrious career, so we're busy taking care of all of that stuff. And I'll let you tell how we got involved in the movie.
Oh,
Because it wasn't because of our dad, like everybody thinks. Everyone thinks their dad was a stunt man and a stunt coordinator. He did the fire burn, and that's how we got the show. But that's actually not it.
yeah. We actually knew the makeup artist that was working on that particular show. She used to kind of watch us. So Ramona, shout out to you, girlfriend. But she actually knew that Wes was looking for children for a scene. And she's like, well, how about Tony's daughters? Like he's got two daughters, why not them? And Wes was like, well, I mean, we can ask him. We'll see what Tony says. So they approached him, asked. He's like, well, I'll ask the girls, but I don't know if they're willing to do it, you know? So at that point, we just like, he asked us, and we were like, sure, we'll do what?
I think she feels she was bamboozled. I explained to her we could buy a fish tank and we could buy Disney stock with the money that we earned on the show. Not that we earned very much, but trying to convince a 5-year-old that we need to do this so that we can buy a fish tank. So
It worked.
we got the fish tank.
Right.
Who knows for you, the fish tank? So what kind of fish y'all wind up getting, if you don't mind me asking?
I wanted angelfish at that time, so we
Okay.
got some angelfish. I don't remember much else
I
in the
think
fish
we
tank.
had some guppies,
Yeah.
and then we had some kissing fish, I believe, kissing grommets or something like that. And then, of course, we had the sucker fish that was supposed to clean the tank, and in terrific horror style, it attacked the fish.
So the algae eater decided to eat the other fish.
Ah,
Yes,
So
yeah.
going way out of his comfort zone and said, screw the ecosystem, I do what I want to do.
Right.
exactly.
Ah, so so as I mentioned, you two have been to a lot of conventions. So what is the convention like for you two, for both of you?
For me, it's just really fun to kind of talk to the fans and see what age they were when they actually saw the movie. It's been really neat getting to know kind of how they grew up watching the movies in the 80s and especially the horror icon movies in the 80s and kind of just like almost kind of geeking out with them, like in just kind of going through that because I mean, even our high school friends, we all kind of grew up watching them together. So it's just really neat to kind of talk to the fans about what their childhood was like, kind of seeing that movie and going through those horror films. So
Well,
And I think another fun part too is just seeing what types of things mean the most to them, what things they've collected over the years. I know we were at one convention and somebody had an Elm Street game that was complete
oh
with
wow,
board, and
no kidding.
he
Wow.
asked us to sign it, and we both kind of paused and we said, "Are you sure you really want us to sign your game? This is really great." And he said, "No, no, I absolutely want your signatures on it." So I think just seeing what things touch the fans, and we just really like connecting with the fans and being able to chat with them and just see how it's impacted their lives because it impacted our lives too. I mean, we still, to this day, everyone asks us if we know the song, and we say, absolutely. We were those creepy kids that walked around our grade school singing it to memorize it before we started filming, and our friends thought we had absolutely lost our minds. And it wasn't until years later when they were allowed to see the show that they were like, oh, okay. So we just like being able to talk to fans. And I think one of the neatest things was we actually met a little girl one time that she dressed up as an Elm Street jump rope girl for Halloween. And
Oh, nice.
that was just so neat
yeah,
to
that was
see.
cool.
And it was really great.
That was cool.
Well, to be honest, A Nightmare on Elm Street was my very first horror movie that I saw when I was a kid. I'm 46 years old. I'm pretty damn old. So, I think I was living in Hawaii at the time, and my father was in the military, so I'm an army brat.
Mhm.
And we had the middle old switch boxes you had for the cable way back in the day. Yeah,
Right.
we had HBO, and sure as shit, A Nightmare on Elm Street was showing. I was like, oh, what's this movie about? Never heard of it before. I'm like 9 years old. I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Right.
And then as soon as I watch it, I turn on in the middle of the poltergeist scene. We do know this the poltergeist scene where
Mhm.
Amanda Weiss is being flown around the building, around the room.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like, what the hell is happening? So I get scared shitless. I'm sorry if I cuss. I'm sorry. Um,
Okay.
and then I run to my dad, and my dad's like, "What the hell are you watching?" And he's like, "Well, how did you get this?" I don't know. I just turned to HBO, and it had me on. So it came out again a few years later. So I actually watched it from beginning to end. So which I understood the movie more what was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, holy shit, I love this shit. I mean, what's going on here? 8-year-old falling in love with horror, and my parents think I'm psycho. So, but I think that's the scariest scene in the entire movie is the whole poltergeist scene where she's being flailed around the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
And knowing now what special effects will make her use, pure genius. I mean, Wes Craven was a genius. He rest his soul.
Yeah.
Um, we miss you, Wes,
We
Right.
because
do every
so
day.
yeah, that was my very first horror movie. And then later I started seeing more horror movies like in the theaters. I would sneak in the theaters with my friends and watch it. Yeah, Dad, I'm gonna watch a Disney movie in the theater while walking the next theater over and Hellraiser's on. I'm like, hell yeah. So I'm watching Hellraiser next. That's the next franchise I fall in love with.
Okay.
So anyway, but Friday Nightmare on Elm Street was the very first franchise that I watched.
Well,
And to this day I still love it. I mean, I went to a convention to a Monster Mania and Robert Englund was doing a private signing. So I brought like a glove with me, a Freddy Krueger glove. It's like a real heavy metal, like real metal Freddy Krueger glove, like made of real blades, but the blades are dull, so you can't cut nobody with it. So and I'm sitting in a room, and the guy next to me asked me, he said, "Hey, can you, if I give you the money, will you get this picture signed for me? Because there's a 2 item limit to be signed at a time." And he brought like 4 things with him. So I was like, "Sure." And so we went to ask the security if that was okay. And the security guy looked at us like, "Just you brought a glove to sign?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I brought my glove to sign. Who would?" And so,
Right.
and he's like, "What if Robert England wore your glove for the entire weekend?" Hell yeah! So,
Lee?
wow. That's
so
cool.
he turned it on. He was like, he tried the glove on. he was like, "Oh, this is fucking great! Hell yeah!" So he wore my glove the entire weekend for the photo ops, which I
Wow.
thought was phenomenal. And then he signed it for free. And I got a free autograph with him as well. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and I asked him to come to our wedding. He said no, which kind of bummed me out a little bit.
You're like, please.
Right.
He was like, "But I'll be there for the honeymoon," which is awesome. But he never shut up. So, a very small guy. I love Robert Englund, really cool guy. But I'm very glad I got to meet him. Anyway, that's not me. We're here about talking to you two. So, anyway, Robert Englund signed the glove. Amanda Weiss signed it. Heather Langenkamp signed it. So, I wish I could see you two at conventions, so I can have you two sign the glove as well.
We
That'd be
would love
great.
Yeah.
that. We would love
So,
that.
if you ever come to the convention, New Jersey, make it so. I'll come see you. I'll walk your table, and you can sign my glove for me.
All
So,
right.
Well,
Well,
hopefully your listeners will request us because that's the way we get into these things is by people requesting us and asking to see us. So I'm hoping that happens for us.
we would
well, I know.
definitely love to be on the East Coast. So,
So I know the people who run the conventions personally, so I can ask them.
there
Doug Hagen, he does the Monster Mania, and I forgot the other guy's name for New Jersey Horror Con. They get people all the time, so I guess it depends what your availability is. So because they do it
we're
3 times a year,
Yeah,
so
we would love to go
yeah.
to we haven't been on any East Coast yet, have we?
No,
We haven't
we've
on.
been to Indiana, to Indianapolis for Horror Hound. They were the ones that originally brought us in. No one really knew we were out there or it was an
yeah,
option until our dad's agent found out. He saw us in the Never Sleep Again book and he said, "Hey, do you think the girls would like to do one occasionally?" And our dad said yes. And then from there, we did Mad Monster in Denver. So those are pretty much the two we've done, and then we've been to Texas one time for Malapalooza. So we've never been on the East Coast, never been over to Europe or England, and we've heard there are Elm Street fans all over the East Coast, and that you guys have
yeah.
amazing shows there. So
Yeah.
So I will definitely reach out to the people who run New Jersey Horror Con because they're always looking for fresh guests, and I would love to see some fresh faces there because they keep bringing the same guests over and over. I'm like, dude, really? Reach out to other people for fuck's sake. I mean, you need new
Right.
people on your show. So
Yeah.
fresh faces.
there
So
you
Right.
go.
I'll reach out to the guy who runs New Jersey Horror Con and his wife. They do all the coordinating stuff like that, and I'll see what I can do. I mean, no promises, but I'll talk to him to get you guys out to New Jersey Horror Con because they do it twice a year, in Edison, New Jersey, and Atlantic City. So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Okay.
so and I went to the one in Edison, so I had to go see the actress of the Blair Witch Project because that was their last convention. So I had to go see them. And
Yeah.
I knew some directors personally who were gonna be there as well. So anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Let's get back to the movie, all right? Please, fuck's sake.
Sure.
You give me time with other stuff, I'll digress. So it's
Sorry.
Okay.
and I have to know about your awesome Ghostbuster collection behind you. That looks amazing.
Oh gosh.
Oh, so this is actually our dad's collection. So we all kind of share the same sort of collection area. Obviously, our dad did the fire burn for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and that just kind
Okay.
of resonated with us as being children of the 80s. And so whenever he goes to different events and things like that, he's very blessed that there are fans that bring him different Ghostbusters memorabilia. And since we all like it, we just kind of showcase it in this area where we do podcasts and do a lot of different things down here. So,
That's really cool. I mean, I'm an avid collector myself, as you can tell behind me about
yes,
Michael
I
Myers.
see it.
I love Freddy Krueger, but Michael Myers has a place in my heart. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's all Halloween shit. I'm over I got the Hellraiser over here, Halloween behind
Right.
me.
I see that.
All my other stuff's out in the other room, which you can't see. My wife thinks I'm crazy. I go overboard on horror stuff. So what you see behind me is over here. It's like a 5 year worth of collection. So I still got more coming.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But it's
um,
nicely displayed, so very nice job.
so my wife did that actually. She's the one who decorated the room because I have no decorating fashion whatsoever. I'm too linear. I'm too military. I was in the military for 15 years. Everything's got to be squared away and straight
Right.
up and eye to eye. She's like, no, you got to stop that. That's driving me crazy.
Well, good job on
Stop
her.
making it. So I will let her know that you gave her kudos because she did everything
Absolutely.
behind me.
Well
So,
done.
Yeah.
except for the nun poster, I hung that up. Damn it,
Poster.
and the Ouija board. Okay, I did those two things. So
Okay.
So back to the movie. So there's fan theories about this song, right? Of
Yeah.
course, there's going to be fan theories because people have nothing better to do but come up with theories. Um, the song, I guess, is to ward off the boogeyman, Freddy Krueger, whatever. And when the rhyme is heard, it's a clear warning that Freddy's coming, on his way to, do his nightmare thing and scare the shit out of teenagers. So the song infers that the town of Springwood is still haunted by Freddy's presence. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, growing up with it, I mean, Wes never really gave us any sort of direction about it. He just kind of told us that we needed to memorize the song. But growing up with it, I mean, even our friends had their own theories and things. So in like from what I remember, a lot of us were just like, well, it was a warning. The children were warning that this was coming to you. This was going to happen to you in this area. And I mean, that's what I remember from all of the different theories that all our friends had.
And I think a lot of people too, when they talk to us, they're like, well, why don't you call yourself the Ghost Girls? Because that's really what you are ghosts. You're Freddy's first victims. So there's that theory that's out there that a lot of people subscribe to, that we are his first victims and we're there to warn everybody else that he's coming to raise hell.
Mhm.
People, this is Benjamin Dutil, Unsolved Mysteries. That answers that question. So,
There you go.
Right?
who are they? What are they? They're ghosts for help. Okay, leave it alone. Let them rest in peace. God damn it. So,
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
so, so if you could, I would it mean a lot to me if you sang the song really quick, if you can.
Oh, goodness. I guess we could do the first part of it. Ready? One, two, Freddy's coming for you. Three, four, better lock your door. Five, six, grab your crucifix.
That still gives me goosebumps. Holy shit!
I
And you
think
saying that? And you saying that in your school, walking down the hallways and stuff?
we did.
We did.
We
It was
did.
kind of like one of those things we were just in our head, we were just singing a nursery rhyme. I mean, that's kind of the way Wes kind of described it to me. I was so young that
Mhm.
he just kind of was like, "Oh, you're just singing a nursery rhyme. Just sing it like you would any other song." And so
Right.
I'm walking around just kind of singing crucifix, happy as can be, you know. I don't know
Never
what I'm
sleep
doing.
again, you know.
Don't have to
So,
sleep again, guys. You know, like it was interesting the way Wes had to work with me versus you because
right.
you know our age difference. So I was definitely just given little tidbits of information where you might have been given more.
I was given a little bit more. Wes just said, I need you to memorize the song and you guys just sing it very melodically and together and you just have fun turning the rope and jumping rope and he didn't really say anything about what was going to be going on in that. And of course, our dad, being that he knew the script, didn't really give us any of the script to read other than the part that said here's your song, memorize your song. And so we did. We walked around school memorizing the song, singing the song. I think if kids did it today in school, the teachers would probably be like, that's a red flag. We
So,
need to send them away.
so no trip to the principal's or guidance counselor's office for you two.
No trip to the principal's or guidance counselor's office. So, but I mean, for us, it was just kind of like an everyday sort of thing. And then after the movie filmed and after our dad did the fire burn, Freddie's head sat in our living room, the mask that he used for the fire burn. And we would go visit Wes, and Wes had Freddie's claw sitting on his kitchen counter. So it was just pretty much kind of like
It was a normal
it was a
thing.
normal thing. It was nothing out of the ordinary, I guess you could say.
I'm sorry, if he was still in school, walking down the hallway saying I mean one way ticket to the shrink. I'm sorry. Like, dude, you gotta stop.
Right. Yeah, today's standards, there'd definitely be some eyebrows raised and some
Mhm.
like questions, but back then it didn't really phase anybody, you know?
They had no idea what was going on before the movie came out. That's why. They're like,
Right.
what's going on? So your task was to take a song, a nursery rhyme, and make it creepy as hell. And, and that's exactly what you did. You both delivered, man. Seriously. I mean, Jesus Christ. I used to sing when I was a kid, and my dad thought I was crazy. So it's just, it worked.
It did. We had one of our friends on Facebook send us a meme one day that was the image of all of us, and it said, you can't hear a song, or you can't hear a photo, and then at the
Yeah.
bottom it says, yes, you can. And I think everybody that saw it online was like, absolutely, I'm hearing the song in my head. I'm already singing it to myself, and now I can't get it out of my head. So.
Folks, is a fact because I did it a couple days ago. No shit. I'm not gonna lie. It happened to me. I'm a victim of that song. So,
Yeah, yep. We
so,
all are.
so I want to know is I don't know if Wes Craven told you anything, but is it true that Freddy's unnerving rich friend was a labor of love? I mean,
Goodness. He never really said anything really about it, I don't think,
No.
other than I think the whole script for him was a labor of love. He was an English professor and
Yeah.
he was really, trying to make his mark, and he just was incredibly brilliant in everything he did. And to take a nursery rhyme like that, because it came from, I think, like one, two, buckle my shoes. So, I mean, to take it and turn it around and make it as creepy as he made
Yeah.
it was incredible to
And I
watch.
mean,
So,
even on the sets, Wes was never very uptight or he wasn't. I mean, even my situation where he took the bear away from me and gave me the ball,
right.
it was like Wes was so calm and just very, it was almost like Wes was kind of like an uncle figure to me.
Mhm.
Because obviously he'd come over, have dinners with us and stuff. So Wes was more of a family friend, I think. And
Mhm.
it was, he never seemed to get out of that calm demeanor character. We never once saw him kind of like lash out or yell or scream. The only time we ever saw that
It's racquetball
was
with our dad.
playing racquetball with our dad. That was it.
They were very
Yeah.
competitive. It was a completely different Wes and Tony when they played
Yeah.
racquetball. And
But on the set, it was so just relaxed. There wasn't a lot of like,
mm-mm.
different vibes. It was just very calm.
And he was always really good about working with the actors and the actresses and just letting everybody kind of, give their own part to it in that too. I
Yeah.
mean, he would give some guidance about things he thought, but he was very open about letting, the actors and actresses be themselves. And we were very fortunate and blessed to see that and to see him work a lot because we were very lucky as kids. I mean, basically, movie sets in a way were our babysitters at times. I mean,
Yeah.
our mom worked and our dad worked in the film
Hmm.
industry, and he'd have to be there all day, so we would go along with them. And that was kind of our babysitter, getting to
Yeah.
hang out on the sets with everybody that worked on the films.
Yep.
So it was always, you always saw he was really great with everyone.
Hmm.
so you're not the first one to tell me that because a few years ago I interviewed Ken Sagos, Ken K from Part Three. Very cool guy. I love the dude. He's an amazing actor, and he told me Wes Craven was like the coolest MFer he's ever met in his entire life because some of the stuff he said he got the improv during the movie, and Wes kept it in the movie. I'm like, that is phenomenal. I mean, to have that kind of direction and that to be that comfortable, it's no wonder Wes was brilliant. He was a genius.
Right.
So I have a lot of respect for Wes Craven. Sorry, John Carpenter. Wes Craven is a little bit better than you are. So I'm probably gonna hear shit about that too now because a lot
Won't
of my
change.
friends are John Carpenter's fans.
Right?
So,
Yes.
Exactly.
so sorry, John. Wes Craven is a little bit better than you. So, but yeah, this is great talking to you too. You've been just two phenomenal guests. So, what's next for you two? More conventions coming up? People can expect to see you at?
We would love to. Right now, the only thing we have on the books is we will be going to Texas in July on July 12th and 13th. We will be at an event called actually the Craven Pop-Up event for Kings of Horror out of Houston. And I believe it's going to be at the Wonderland of America's Mall. And the thing that's neat about that one, as opposed to, say, other conventions, is it's more like a pop-up event, so it's free to the fans. So it allows them
Nice.
to come in and they get to meet a few different people that will be there. Leslie Hoffman will be there, obviously. So the Hall Guard, and then Charles, who plays Dr. King, is going to be there, or AKA Mr. Roger Rabbit himself, the voice of Roger Rabbit, too, I guess you could call it. So we'll be there with both of them for 2 days. So we'll be there meeting guests and signing and taking photos with our jump rope and that. So that's pretty much what we've got booked for right now. We would love to be at other shows all over the US. It just depends on what the need and the one is for shows. I know there's a lot of them out there right now that Terrifier is really big, and of course Scream
Yeah.
is really big, and so Elm Street doesn't, quite get the love that I guess you would hope for sometimes. So, but that's the next thing for us right now. So far is July in Texas.
So two things. I'm hoping to see you on the East Coast. I'm gonna reach out to people that I know who run the conventions. And two, I'm tired of seeing Terrifier cast reunions. Jesus Christ. It's getting on my damn nerves. Sorry, Damien. I mean, god damn it. Get some new people at the shows. Fuck's sake. I'm tired
We
of seeing Terrifier people.
we appreciate it and we love them, but yes, they are all over the place. So it's
Now,
amazing.
and it reminded me, I also got to talk to Leslie before about a year ago at her role as a hall monitor. Still, again, one of my favorite roles in the movie. I
Yeah,
mean, some of the stuff that she got to do was creepy as hell too, man. I mean, seriously. So, so
exactly.
I talked to Ken, I talked to Leslie, and I talked to you too. So you're the third people on my show from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which is great because I always love a hat trick. Um, anyway, that's all the questions I have. Unless you have anything you want to add about your roles in the movie. I mean, is there more that we didn't know about the Jump Rope Girls?
Well, I mean, I don't know how many people know or whatnot, but originally I was supposed to have a teddy bear in the scene. The bear ended up being my exact height, so Wes came over eventually and basically said, "We're gonna take your bear away, and I'm gonna give you a ball." You'll notice in the scene that I'm not happy on the final take, and there's a reason for that. It's
Okay.
because I wanted the bear back, and Uncle Wes took my toy away and gave me this stupid ball. I didn't want the stupid ball. I wanted the bear. And so I I look kind of upset and I look frustrated in the scene. I asked him years later, I said, "Did I ruin that for you?" And he goes, "No, you're actually the only one not happy," which is actually kind of adds to the whole level of creepy
Creepy.
on it. I was like, "Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't ruin that for you."
I'm just gonna spit in his milk later. It's okay.
Right. I'm just gonna go take the bear back and steal it back from the prop truck. So
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's my bear, damn it.
Yeah.
well, it's funny too because people ask whatever happened to the bear. We don't know. It went back to the prop
hmm
truck.
The ball.
Whatever happened to the ball? We don't know. It probably went back to a game of, Foursquare or something back in the 80s, which was big. We don't know. And then everybody asks us, do we still have the jump rope? Was it a jump rope? And it's no, it wasn't. It was just a piece of rope that they
Yeah.
pulled out of the prop truck to use for the
Yeah.
jump rope scene. And then it went back in the prop truck. So who knows? It could have ended up on a Jurassic Park movie or something.
So
Who
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go raid the studio lot and look for that jump rope, okay? And
knows?
find that damn teddy bear for you and that ball because you don't deserve that shit, okay?
Right. Right.
I keep
So you
joking with them. I'm gonna
you
make a
you,
shirt.
you may see me on the national news, for breaking the studio lot, but
Yeah.
I put under arrest.
We'll vouch
I'm
for
kidding,
you.
people. Holy shit, calm down. I'm kidding. That's something I would never ever do. Never, never, never. Okay.
No.
So that's all the time we have. Thank you again so much. You've been wonderful. I wish you nothing but success in your convention circuits and your careers. And are you guys starring any movies coming up anytime soon that I can talk about real quick?
No. We civilian life. That is what we are right now. Civilian life.
I
We
get it. I'm
Not
ex-military. I love civilian life. It's okay.
see, there you go. Not saying if something came our way, we wouldn't think about it,
right.
but I think other than, Nightmare on Elm Street and Shocker, that was, those were our fun times and our claim to fame, and we really enjoyed
Wait,
our
you're
time.
you're in you're in Shocker too?
I was, yes, yes.
Okay,
She was
what'd you do in
the
Shocker?
I was in the couch potato scene where they come flying through the TV into the family of couch potatoes that looks hideous. The scene looks like it's out of the 70s movie. I was the teenage girl sitting in the back at the bar, just acting very nonchalant and cavalier, like Wes asked me to, while they fight and destroy our living room. So I was on spring break, and when we were on spring break and that, we would help our dad with different shows, and we would go in and be a PA or whatever. And so they, again, I knew some of the wardrobe women and they're like, "Hey, we need a girl. You want to do it?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So yeah, but I think other than that, civilian life for us as of right now. So, but
Here's a fun fact. I love Shocker. That is a cult classic.
it
That
is
is one of the best movies I've seen in my entire life.
it is
Fucking
so
the guy who played
underrated.
Pinkerton does such a good job. I mean,
Yes.
it scared the hell out of me. That's the reason why I don't want to go to jail because of that guy. Just saying.
So true. I mean, I spent a lot of time on the set, and she was there a couple times with us, and she's like, "He scares the hell out of me." And I'm like, "He's the nicest guy in the world." And we just actually like reconnected with him about a year and a half ago at Horror Hound. And
Okay.
it was so awesome to see him and how his career has grown in that over time. But you want to talk about a show where Wes just let him have carte blanche and do whatever he wanted, and that was it. And he will fully admit it. He's like, Wes was incredible. Like, Wes just gave me the reign to just unleash, and it's a cult classic to this day.
I just wish they made I guess the main character Johnny. I wish they made him make it so dumbassish, I guess, is the one we're
Right.
looking for.
That's a
So
word.
dopey. The dumbass football. I don't like the whole dumbass football persona. It is one of the dumbest things that you could do in a horror movie because they always die. So
Right. Yeah.
anyway, yeah, another good film. For those who have not seen Shocker, watch that movie. It's a really good movie.
It
And please keep supporting the Jump Rope Girls for that on Street. And like I said, I'm going to reach out to people who run the Jersey Horror Con. Rich Luongo, I think is his name. He can be found on Facebook. Um, yeah, or Ryan Weber. That's the guy name. If you want to reach out to him on Facebook, he's on Facebook too. His
Mhm.
wife is the one who books the guests and stuff like that. So reach out to Ryan Weber. He can be found. He runs the Jersey Horror Con, and talk to those two. And I'm sure they would love to have you there because they're always looking for fresh faces. And Ryan, I love you, but please bring the two girls here because I need to see some fresh faces. I'm tired of seeing the same people over and over.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Two lovely ladies. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the wonderful, the talented, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Freddie, don't give a fuck. Jump Rope Girls. And thank you for joining me today. You've been wonderful, and I wish you nothing but success. And you have a wonderful, wonderful evening wherever you're at.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thanks for having us. And remember, 910, never
Never
sleep
sleep
again.
again.
Oh, I hate you guys already. We have to stop it.